Bring you back to our live gavel-to-gavel coverage of the George Zimmerman trial here at the Seminole County Justice Center. A live look at the top floor of the courthouse there, where they are still in a sidebar talking with Judge Deborah Nelson, trying to iron out possibly a few details. We're going to get back to the coverage in just a few minutes. Right now I want to bring in our News 13 legal analyst, NeJame, who is standing by. I want to talk about some of the jurors that we saw yesterday, specifically some of the ones that got a lot of attention. Let's talk about E81, Mark, and this is the one who was very honest and said that she believed that George Zimmerman was in fact innocent, and that she believes in self-defense. Very honest. Everybody seemed to be surprised by it, but Mark, that's exactly what these attorneys want from these potential jurors, correct?
It is, and what you saw going on was really a tug-of-war between the state and the defense concerning her. The state does not want her, and they are trying to show, even though she said she had an opinion on this case and she believed what happened, that it was self-defense, that she still could put all that aside when she hears the whole story and end up rendering a fair and impartial verdict. Well, the state doesn't want to buy that. They want to say that she's made up her mind and that, in fact, she should be dismissed because of cause. The defense, on the other hand, wants to say, no, just because she has an opinion doesn't automatically throw her off the case. She said that she could put all that aside and come forward and be fair and impartial. Why is that? Simply because the defense wants the state to use up a preemptory challenge, one of their 10. The state does not want to use one of their 10. They want to have her dismissed for cause, which keeps their 10 remaining intact, so they don't have to use up those 10, and they can get to a better jury from their perspective. So you're going to see a lot of that. You know, sometimes you might say, well, why do they continue to question her? Well, those are the reasons. They're trying to jockey for their respective positions to better their side of the case.
And Mark, let's bring our viewers up to speed here. Sometimes we use legal jargon. I want to make sure everyone at home understands. When you say strike and when you say cause, sometimes people want to interchange them. They're different. Could you explain that to us?
Sure. Well, preemptory challenges, each side gets 10 strikes that you can, in fact, and strikes means that you can eliminate the juror for really any reason other than racially based reasons, and that's called a Batson ruling. There was a former case, Batson versus Kentucky, which basically said you cannot have a dismissal of a juror that's race-based. So that cannot be the basis for the rejection of the juror. But basically any other reason, you can just dismiss that juror. A cause challenge is when, in fact, there's going to be a bias or there's a hardship that's going to cause somebody to not be able to focus on the case, and they're simply going to be distracted because of family obligations or matters such as that. So you want to get, from each side, you want to get as many cause challenges as you can, because that does not count against your 10 preemptory strikes. So each side wants the other to use their preemptory strikes rather than having them dismissed on a cause challenge. So,
it's like a game going back and forth.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like a game going back and forth between the two, making sure that you want them to use up as many strikes as they can, and you want to keep as many of yours on there. Well, one of the particular jurors that they were considering, or a lot of people are thinking was dismissed yesterday, was E81. You were talking about her earlier. Let's take a listen to what she had to say yesterday.